match is right down our alley, because Michael Hayes, in the second fall of this match, son, you're going to get an opportunity to not just flap your jaws, but get out there and flap around in that ring a little bit. And you're not going to have two guys to soften up some little fella so you can beat on him. You're going against some big fellas, and talking about the Junkyard Dog, DiBiase, and myself, and we are looking so much forward to that match, you just wouldn't believe it, son.
You know, Hayes, I just had a match here with a young kid who's got a lot of guts, but, you know, I went out here and I went out to beat him, and I beat the boy. But I didn't come out here and try to cripple him or maim him like I saw you and the Freebirds do a little earlier today. There is no place in wrestling for that. I don't think you're sexy, Hayes. I think you're sick. And I think that this match is sick, because when it comes down to handcuffing two men in a corner in this profession to keep one out of the ring, it's pretty sad. Well, if you want to be sick and get sick, we're going to get sick tomorrow night in the Omni, and you're going to see another side of us.
Title match for the National TV Championship. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 220 pounds, Kevin Sullivan. His opponent from Medina, Minnesota, weighing in at 230 pounds, the National TV Champion, Steve O.
Steve O going up against Kevin Sullivan. Steve O, a fighting television champion, has been defending his title with great regularity. It's my pleasure to have with me right now the world junior heavyweight champion, Les Thornton, the man of 1,000 holds. And I've asked him to come out here and join me during this championship match to lend his expertise and his comments to the match. Welcome aboard.
Well, thank you, Gordon. You know, it's good to see you again. It's always a nice pleasure to come back to Georgia. And to do right here now in this ring, we've got two of the finest junior heavyweights in the country. This should be a great struggle, because they're all after one thing, and this junior heavyweight championship belt, which I'm wearing over my shoulder right now.
Right. In fact, the matter is that Les Thornton, of course, traveling worldwide, defending that title. Steve-O in behind his man now. From a hammerlock down to a back heel, and took him down very nice. Now Steve-O being countered very nicely by Kevin Sullivan. Into the ropes, the referee calls for the break.
Yeah, well, I think Kevin, you know, is in the greatest shape I've ever seen him. I believe he's going to the competitions now, and his wrestling, since he's got his body as good as it is now, his wrestling is improved, and even though he's a little bit lighter, his wrestling skills great.
Certainly no question about that. Kevin Sullivan misses with an elbow. That's a good cross-body block by Steve-O. Sullivan powers out. Like you said, though, he does have tremendous muscular definition and conformation.
That's right. Well, Steve's a lot bigger now, and he was lucky to get away with that dive across crucifix he got there. But now Sullivan has got, he knows, you know, he's an old dog. He knows what he's doing. He's going in there. He's hooked in the leg now. That's to take a lot of weight off his headlock, and he's pushing away. It's a way of doing it to get out of it. I think Sullivan knows what he's doing, as he said, and he's going to try and push him off now. Went for the hip toss, missed him, reversed it, and did a backslide on it. That's a very good move.
Was indeed. Good thinking on the part of Steve-O. Back on their feet, both men watching each other carefully. Remember, once again, the National Television Championship on the line in this match. Kevin Sullivan, former champion, trying to get a head scissors on Steve-O, trying to break up that side headlock. And, well, really almost an impasse here.
Well, you know, I've wrestled both these boys, and they're both very, very good. The two of the greatest in the world today, and I have to watch them. That's why I'm here today. I will be wrestling later on in the program, but as I said, I've wrestled both before. They're both world class, and as I said, this belt is hard to keep hold of now. And my one aim now is to watch everybody, look at everybody, and just make sure no one gets one upmanship on me.
You know, Les, that's an interesting thing. There are probably more junior heavyweights competing than before.
Well, it's never been known now. Since this last year, this belt has become into recognition, and even Louisiana now has owned a tournament for junior heavyweight. And you've got down in Florida there, three of the greatest junior heavyweights. He put in his two with Graham, Matsuta, and McGee. And I know every time I go down there, I'm always lucky to scrape out of Florida alive.
Les Thornton, the world junior heavyweight champion, and it is Kevin Sullivan now with the head scissors on Steve-O. And Sullivan has really been aggressive in this match.
Yeah, well, he knows what he's doing. He's got to win this. He's got them side scissors there. He's got the pressure on. It's very hard to get out of. But I think if Steve thinks a little bit now and tries a handstand or to take the ankles, he might get out of it. He's coming through now with a counter to pin Sullivan right now.
Steve-O bringing the pressure back on Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan now with those shoulders on the canvas and able to roll out into the ropes, and the referee calls for the break. Steve-O, the national television champion, defending his title. Time is on Steve-O's side, of course. If it goes a time, he retains the title.
Well, I'd watch if I was Steve-O, because Sullivan can pull a few little tricks out of his bag that shouldn't be there in the ring. And right now, Sullivan's getting riled up. And I think he'll start bringing a few out. I'm surprised that Steve-O threw a punch and there was no need for it.
Sullivan smashed into that turnbuckle now, and Steve-O arm whips, but a reversal by Sullivan.
Lovely monkey flip, reverse. Body press, reversed it again and pulled him through. It's good wrestling. Certainly good wrestling.
No question about that, and it's Sullivan again trying to press that advantage on Steve-O. Steve-O caught with a hard right hand, and it is Steve-O off the ropes, caught with an elbow to the chest. Sullivan crashing down across the chest.
Sullivan's foot is in great shape of Sullivan now. Now he's got the arm bar, applying the pressure. You can see every muscle in his body, every muscle he's got there is really accentuated now. He's in the greatest shape I've ever seen him. Maybe he's after chasing this world belt more than I thought he was going to do.
Well, that's it. Les Thornton, who knows that he is a target of every junior heavyweight in the world today, because he is the champion. And obviously under a tremendously arduous schedule defending that title against the very finest competitors all over the United States and the rest of the world.
Well, yes, that's true. You see, you've got Fujinami now of Japan. He's coming over, and I believe I'm going to have to wrestle him. And you've also got Alabama, you know. They've got some super junior heavyweights down there. And the class of the junior heavyweight now, in these last 2 years, as I've said, is the greatest it's ever been in the history. So whoever holds this belt has got to be tip-top at all times. As we see now, Sullivan is using one or two little tricks out of the book, which is noted for, foot on the rope. And when I wrestle Sullivan, I watch him all the time, because he's full of tricks. He's like a little fox. He can dive in his hole and come out with plenty of dodgy things.
Interesting observation from Les Thornton, the world junior heavyweight champion. Beautiful rolling reverse by Steve-O. Has Sullivan down, 1, 2. No, sir. Thought for a moment he had that pin, but he did not. Steve-O uncorks a hard right hand, but it's Sullivan now with a snap mirror. Has Steve-O back to the canvas.
You know, a lot of people watching this match, especially amateur wrestlers, they know when they have to do 3 3-minute periods. These men have been going nearly now for 8 minutes, non-stop. So that's the kind of condition these two men are in. Top condition.
Certainly no question about that. These men are great athletes, and it is Steve-O breaking it up with Kevin Sullivan. Now Steve-O, a deep underhook blocked by Sullivan.
He went for the suplex, but Sullivan blocked him with the leg, so he didn't get it. Sullivan knows those tricks.
Well, of course, so many people, I don't think, don't take the time to realize that wrestling is basically, the most successful wrestlers are chain wrestlers, such as you are. One move moves to another move to another move.
You always come up with some surprising things, you know. You've come up before with that chain wrestling. Americans don't know chain wrestling, it's a European style kind of wrestling. And I do a lot of it, and that's why my wrestling is a little bit different. And sometimes I can bluff a lot of American wrestlers with it. And as you said, chain wrestling, if you can do it, that's going from one move to counter move, back to a move, back to a counter move. If you can do that, you can win most of your matches.
And evidence of that is the fact that Thornton does hold the World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Steve-O on the canvas now, and in trouble here is Kevin Sullivan using the flat of the foot. Now arm whips him off the ropes. Tried a backdrop, and
I think Steve-O tried to go over there and double leg Nelson, and we call double leg Nelson, but Sullivan came up with the head and stopped, and there he's gone for a cradle and got the cradle. He kicked out, very nice kick out.
Sullivan now continues to press that advantage. A single leg pickup now by Sullivan on Steve-O. Has him back to the center of the ring. Punishing those femoris muscles now into the spinning toe hold.
Very hard to get out of once that time. Oh, he's kicked him out. He's lucky to kick him out then.
He was indeed.
Usually a figure 4 or a toe hold. That's usually a finishing hold. Submission. Very lucky.
Steve-O suddenly exploding now on Kevin Sullivan. Hard right hands to the top of the head of Kevin Sullivan, and it is Steve-O bringing up the atomic knee drop, and that could be all she wrote for Kevin Sullivan. 1, 2, no. Howard out again before the count of 3.
I never did to get out of there because that stunned him. You see, when you get that, it stuns your spine. He's got to get out of there. to take a rest. But Steve-O's not having that. He's throwing him straight back in. He thinks he's got the match, Steve-O. Steve-O's going for this match. He's going to win it. Backbreaker on the same move. Same move. He's going for the backbreaker. Leg on the rope. Saved yourself. Kevin's in a lot of trouble right now.
He is indeed. Kevin Sullivan now beginning to fade under the tremendous pressure of the national TV champion Steve-O. Steve-O has him up. Another backbreaker.
Well, I'm surprised at that. One backbreaker, as you know, it's my favorite move. I usually beat everybody with a backbreaker. And there's the man took two. But as you said, he saved himself by a leg on the ropes. He's reversed it. Oh, over the top. Nice move. A roll up as well the top ropes. See, Fox. That's where the Fox comes from.
And he missed with that flying drop kick. We've got a new champion. We have got a new champion. Kevin Sullivan has just defeated Steve-O for the National Television Championship.
Well, as we told you at the beginning when Kevin was here, it's really been a terrific turnaround. We've had, as Kevin Sullivan has regained it just recently on television. Steve-O had won it from Bobby Eaton, and boy, it's been something else. Who's going to wear that belt? That's what makes it so exciting. We hope that you'll watch each and every week and get to those matches live, whether they're here in Atlanta or Columbus, Georgia, or Columbus, Ohio, whether it's Athens, Georgia, or wherever. We hope that you will be among those who see it. By the way, we made a little plug last week about staying tuned if you're in Atlanta or watching on the cable to the Tush program. It just gets better and funnier all the time. And tonight, for the school kids as well as mom and dad, the premise is U.S. history. And they got some really funny bits that I think will keep you really amused for the hour that follows. We'll be back next week, and I hope you'll join us for more excitement. Our director is Skip Ellison. So long, everybody.